Alright, so last week I didn't get the chance to put the Sota figures in action. That's because I made the video on the same day I got them. And I have to say, the people who work in Sota must have loved their jobs a lot. These are some of the best super articulated action figures. They have great articulation, and at the same time they also have great sculpt. Very impressive. And often in a figure we only get one of the two. So I am very impressed with these figures. Here I have Fei Long beating up the hand ninjas. What I often do to hide stands when I take pictures is I would block the camera's view using the arms or the legs of the figure. In this case, it's the hand ninjas. For instance, if I shift the camera a little to the left here, you'll be able to see the stand in there. And what I will do when I take my pictures is I will take it from this angle so that the stand is hidden. Some more Sota Street Fighters in action. These are two of the original characters, Ryu and Sagat. And I still do not have the Player 1 Ryu at the moment. I just want to bring up another plus point for these Sota Street Fighter figures. That is the ability to change the facial expression of the figure. Most of the Street Fighter figures come with an alternate head with a different facial expression than the regular head. The different expressions help us to tell the story in the picture to a very large extent. And I just hope in the future Hasbro will do something like this for their Marvel Legends. My new haul this week, and finally I've got these Wave 1 figures.
Shut your mouth now. For real, 1-1. Rasp it up.
I'm very happy about it. Hasbro has improved a lot on their Marvel Legends. You know what? I just love that new fresh out of the package toy smell.
Ironic every time you hear me, you want me to get ghost, yet you already.
I also got myself a Stealth Beast to complete the Secret Avengers team, and Lex Luthor to further build up the DC Villains collection. Thanks to Slings Web for these two, because he posted a link to eBay listings for the two in the Facebook group page the other day. I'll talk briefly about a few of these in just a bit. Here we have the Thor from Wave 1. He has a much better paint apps than the SDCC Thor. I also like the paint scheme on this one better. He has a different shades of grey on his armor. And the SDCC Thor has a brighter red and less wash on the cape, I guess. While this one has a darker paint scheme on the cape, as you can see. And of course he has the same mold as the SDCC Thor, and therefore the same articulation. I'm glad I bought the both of them, because this Thor is more like on a relaxed state, while the SDCC Thor is more like on a powered up state. So this Thor will be very useful if you want to make, for instance, a non-battle display with Thor in it. This is such a great Ghost Rider figure. I don't read a lot of Ghost Rider today, but this guy is awesome. He has a great bluish wash on his shoulder and his chest area, which give out a glowing effect, and that's so awesome. Big thumbs up to the guys at the paint department for that. Great details on this guy as well, with the chains, the pads and all that. Especially the knee pads. Let me just show you that. I think he has the same body mold as the Hand Ninja, but I might be wrong. This is a very well done figure from Hasbro. And here is a figure I thought I would be disappointed with. The Extremist Iron Man. I thought it was just going to be a scaled up version of MU Iron Man, but it actually exceeds my expectation hugely. It is a little small, but the mold is nice, and as far as I know, the armor is supposed to be sleek. The range of motion on the pelvic joint is not great. This is as far as you can go to the front, but I believe we don't really need that. I mean, how many times have we seen Iron Man doing a high kick, right? I don't know, man. There's just something about this mold that grows on me. I just wish this guy came with interchangeable hands. Commander Rogers here is the figure I was looking forward to the most. I was expecting his head to be bigger, but to me the size is actually still within the acceptable range. Again, this is a well done figure from Hasbro. They chose a very suitable body for Steve Rogers, which is the Face of Punisher slash Shield Agent body type. He has good amount of detail, and I really like the way they sculpt the knee pad. Really well done. I don't even have a problem with the shape of the star on the chest. It's not the best shape, but I think it's still okay. He also looks a little older than what he's supposed to be, but I feel again that's still acceptable. My complaint, however, is he does not have a wrist joint. I mean, he's based on the Shield Agent body, and that mold has a wrist joint, so why not just give that to us as well? I don't know, it just seems going backwards to me. But still, this is a solid figure. Good job, Hasbro. I don't know much about Terrax because I only read very little about these intergalactic characters and the series they belong to. I just don't like them that much because I find it very hard to connect to the characters. Terrax here, however, I think is okay. It's not that great, I think, but it's still a fine figure. I mean, it's always great that we have another character in figure form, but there's just nothing special on this guy, and he's a built-a figure, so we will expect more of him. This is going to be a little rant. The right ankle joint on Lex Luthor seems to be faulty. His right foot can't stand flat on the ground. He can stand up straight though, but it just seems awkward. Seems like he has a broken ankle or something. I really want my figures to be able to be posed right and as close as possible to a real life pose. So yeah, this sucks. I'm in the middle of preparing my entry for HeyItsShaneMiller's 100 sub contest. And that will be one of the only 2 footages from the entry. I wanted to show you guys a little behind the scene, but I accidentally deleted most of the footages because I thought I had copied them to my hard disk. I'm sorry for that. Also, I just want to share that I initially wanted to do like a real display video for HeyItsShaneMiller's contest, but I have no space at all. All the cubes in the Ditov cabinet are occupied. X-Force, Ghost Rider, something I'm working on, and the Iron Man Armory. So I totally have no space for a real display. Anyway, here is a simple setup I just made using the Terrax BAF. I just want to try putting the new figures into action, but it would seem that this will be the only setup with the new figures which I am able to do in this episode. I'm setting a maximum running time of 15 minutes for each episode. I don't want to make it boring by having too long of a running time. I will still show the pictures of the new figures in the next episode, so be on the lookout for that. This has been another episode of Mindless Spot. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. And please check out the links in the description box. This is Mindless, signing off.